That's us. We're live. Brilliant. Okay. So it's another Scottish Bitcoin meetup. We're here in rainy Edinburgh, at TechCube, and we are delighted tonight to have Eliran from Colu calling in from Israel. I'm not going to give you a big intro because I think it'd be interesting for you to kind of go into your background, but obviously we've not actually touched on many 2.0 categories at all when it comes to Bitcoin within the meetup. We had a good chat about a week ago, and we're fascinated to hear kind of where you see the scene going and what Colu's up to, and kind of your journey in the ecosystem as well. So I'll hand it across to you, and you take it away.
Okay, sure. So, hello guys. My name is Eliran, like you said. Currently, I'm sitting in my room, and I actually just want you to see something that's actually on my wall, like this. I basically have like a Bitcoin logo spray painted. So, I learned about Bitcoin actually around four years ago, almost. And before I worked at Colu, I had a startup company called BitGo, also here in Israel. Not BitGo, the Californian one, an Israeli company. We tried to provide an easy way, an exchange for people to buy Bitcoin because it was extremely hard in Israel. And as much as we actually did that, nobody was interested in Bitcoin. So it was pretty short-lived because I think we were pretty much ahead of our time. Currently, I work as a software engineer where I develop at Colu, where I actually work on the colored coin protocols I'm going to introduce to you guys and explain also what colored coin is. I'm part of a team of currently 5 developers that basically work full-time on an open source project that is free to use and everybody can use, and I'll give you some links after to where you can get all the code, a lot more documentation, details. We have a ton of stuff that I'll share with you guys. So, Colu is an Israeli company that was founded almost a year ago. Not officially a year, but we've been working on it for almost a year. And we're developing something called Colored Coin, which is a Bitcoin 2.0 protocol. What is all those words I just said? I'm going to go over everything like into more details in my presentation. So let's dive in, unless anyone has any question before I start the presentation. No? Great. So, the open source protocol for creating digital assets. So, what like a protocol? What is an open source protocol? So currently, Bitcoin is an open source protocol that has 2 sides to it. Most people know about the left side, that is the currency thing. Most people know that Bitcoin can be used as money to exchange value, but Bitcoin is actually built on top of a really fascinating network, concept called the blockchain. We have, like you can see, the blockchain infrastructure. Basically, what we're trying to do is try to separate them. You can't really separate them, and I'll touch a bit on why you can't fully separate them when I'll move on. But we try to separate them as much as possible to allow for all the possibilities of the Bitcoin technology without using the currency aspect of it. The blockchain is basically, if you think about it for a sec, why do we want to actually do that? Why do we want to use the blockchain technology? Because the blockchain is a shared and secure universal Excel sheet. What does it mean? Think that you basically have a huge ledger that anybody can see, it's public, and nobody can fake nothing, nobody can fake anything that's already been written on it. Like once you write something, that's it, it's there forever, nobody can fool around it.
Sorry, Eliran, can I just bump in? Are you presenting slides at the moment? Because if so, we can't see them.
Oh.
I just suddenly thought you might be.
Okay, now can you see them?
Cool, yeah.
Okay, so that's the currency blockchain thing.
Brilliant.
Okay, fast, that's the intro. Two sides, like you have the currency and the infrastructure. You see everything, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, shared and secure universal. So, like we said, the blockchain allows you to transfer value between two parties without the need of any third party. And like I said, once it's been made, that's it. Everything is there. Nobody can like change it, or not sure why it says replicated, but nobody can change it. Okay? Basically, the blockchain, the Bitcoin blockchain, now it's a bit about why you can't really separate it, because the Bitcoin blockchain has the proof of work concept that basically you have a lot of miners already with a monetary incentive to work on securing the blockchain. So that's actually the only system, the Bitcoin blockchain, that actually seems to work in real life. It has a lot of adoption, as you can see with like random people in Scotland come together to talk to an Israeli guy about Bitcoin. So it has an adoption. There's a lot of investment in the ecosystem. Like if you asked about the ecosystem before, I can tell you that just in Israel, a few $100, not million, hundreds, a few $1 million, sorry, a few $1 million have been invested in Bitcoin companies. So Bitcoin 2014 was the year of Bitcoin 1.1. Now it's the year of Bitcoin 2.0. So what can you do actually with a Bitcoin 2.0? Think about it. What is Bitcoin 2.0? Bitcoin 2.0 is, like I said, if you separate the blockchain from Bitcoin, and you have a public ledger. On top of that, you can add any type of information you want. Okay? And everybody can hear me, right?
Yep.
Good. So on top of that, you can add any type of information. For example, wait a sec. That's not interesting. Sorry. Here, okay. So a few options that you can do, think about it. On top of that, you can do voting systems, like a decentralized voting system. You can distribute, you can issue shares, bond. You can create ownership identity. For example, think about you just purchased a device, okay? And you get an authenticity certificate with it. Once you want to sell the device, the only way me as a buyer can like trust you, an unknown person who sells secondhand stuff on eBay, is if you would actually transfer me the ownership, like original ownership token of the device. As long as the ownership chain never breaks in real life, it will also never break on the blockchain. It basically replicates the same thing. So commodities. Let's say you want to transfer digitally today. A lot of stuff is being like thought of as commodities, but you represent them in a digital way. Like, I don't know, even coffee beans. People don't really trade, like companies transfer them, but traders trade digital aspects of coffee beans. Why not allow the same option to anybody globally, digitally, and without a third party? So there's a lot of usage. You can probably think of more. I'll give you a few more when we'll continue. A lot of usages that you can do on top of a publicly shared and trustless peer-to-peer network, okay? Ledger. So colored coin is basically one protocol that allows you to do all the stuff we just talked about. It allows you to add random data and add basically whatever you want. We'll talk about how you do it and the types of stuff we support natively, but you can basically, if you're creative enough, you can upload anything and to the blockchain and possibilities are endless, like we talked about, and again, we continue to talk about in the future. So why use the colored code protocol? Because like you say the reasons. One, low transaction fees. The transaction fees are actually only minor fees, if you know them, the minimum minor fees, plus are really, I think like 600 satoshis, okay? Zero confirmation. It's actually the only protocol on top of Bitcoin that uses the same blockchain as Bitcoin that has zero confirmation. Either neither the other, none of the other Bitcoin 2.0 protocols have any zero confirmation. Like I said before, we use the Bitcoin protocol because we use the Bitcoin network and not other. It's not an altcoin or any other network that uses it. It's actually built on top of the Bitcoin protocol. We have all the security that comes from the miners. Actually, if you think about it, mining is what makes Bitcoin secure. Without miners, anyone can do an attack on the network. They're the one who do the proof of work. They're securing the network. You guys know how it works? Am I going to explain why miners are important?
Anybody? I know how it works, but somebody need mining explanation? No?
Okay, sure, cool.
Okay.
Like I said, we don't need any, because we actually work on top of the Bitcoin protocol and we're doing it in a native way. I'll explain what it means. We don't need, there's been a try to make a Bitcoin 2.0 protocol before, but they always came up with making a native coin, like a different type of coin that you need to use in order to pay for the capabilities. But here, we're not adding anything. It's completely native. You just transfer Bitcoins from point A to point B that carries the data you want. That's it. Because we're supported, the developers actually support us. We have a lot of them join, a lot of them work with our VCs, with the companies. We get a lot of advice. We go back and forth a lot of times with all the people you read about that work on it. So we are there for support. And again, the same reasons we had before, no changes on top of Bitcoin. What we're trying to do, the reason I'm here talking to all of you guys basically, is we're trying to create a global community. We currently have, I'll share you the first link, we have a Slack website. Slack is a type of chat that anybody can join, and you see the link, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So just go to that link, join. As you can see, there's currently 23 people across the world talking about colored coin online. It's kind of impressive, the growth it's taking in. We basically only opened up the open source a couple of months ago, and it kind of took everybody by storm. I'm kind of surprised by the positive feedback we get. It's kind of amazing. So, like I said, the team that works on it works for Colu, okay? So you have all the guys that work in our company that tries to, we have our financial support, we have everyone, and we try to provide an implementation. Because up till now, colored coins, even though I sell colored coins, there's been a lot of different implementations. Some of them, had the features I just showed you, but some of them had a lot of features with that are important to make it. So, what we add to, basically, we add everybody we have our implementation basically uses torrents. What does it mean? Think in Bitcoin, on top of the Bitcoin transfer, you can add, there's a certain peak that allows you currently to add 80 bytes of random data. But come on, 80 bytes of data, what There's nothing to do with 80 bytes. Just the video that we're talking right now, it's hundreds of megabytes like streaming online. So we found a clever way to basically put a certain hash key on top on the Bitcoin that links to a certain torrent file. Then using the torrent system, which is a completely decentralized system, you can actually access as much information as you want. So basically, you can link any. Let's say currently in this video, the conversation we have right now. So we can set up a token that's connected to a torrent of this live feed. And from that on, we're the first people in the world who have done that. And we have a proof that we're actually the creators of that content because we have a link to the file and we had it first. So we can claim copyright. Better performance and efficiency goes together with the fact that the new Colu coin implementation is the only one that allows you to add as much information as possible. The low fees, like I said before, we dropped the fees to the minimum bare, like the bare minimum that's like basically miner's fee. Support for zero confirmations. Think what it means, support for zero confirmation. Even though people know that you can't trust zero confirmations, on a day-to-day basis, you guys all know that, by the way, right? Yeah, I can't hear you.
Yep.
Okay, sure. So for small day-to-day, like a few pounds here, a few pounds there, it doesn't really matter. Like nobody is going to fake that and necessary computing power just to like rip you off for a few. It actually costs a lot more than a couple of pounds. So basically, you have to wait for every transaction. You have to wait for like a confirmation, 10 minutes. Think about the poor user experience you're providing. Think about like, I wouldn't use a system that makes me wait 10 minutes every time I need to actually transfer something. Don't think about even about transferring money. Think about, I don't know, buying a ticket to a show, and at the entrance, when the person asks me to show my ticket, I actually transfer the ticket to him and wait 10 minutes until the gate opens up. It's kind of crappy. So it's kind of mandatory to have. Actually, don't even think it's something you can afford. Smart contracts, we'll talk about it a bit more like later, but think about the possibility that, let's say, you want to loan someone an item, you want to loan, like give them a key to your house, and you want to set up a date, and at that date, the key will actually return automatically. So, or you want to add up a list of people that are allowed to access the key. So even if by mistake the key gets to somewhere else, the person that actually holds it can't get you in. They're blocked. They can't never get that key. So all kinds of like different options, different, I don't know, logic, if you can. You want to say, you can think about it as like small logical operations that are important to most contracted like stuff in the world. So there's a layer that allows you to do that. Like I said before, again, if you remember, I gave like, let me go back. Here you have like voting or certificates like that shows ownership. Or so if you want to add like the logic to it, instead of like being a programmer and add the logic like with code, a lot of this logic can actually be implemented in the smart contract capability. And which will happen actually on top of the Bitcoin blockchain, like work. Basically, you just find them in advance and get them. So what we offer right now, that's currently in development. What I'm showing you now is currently in development. Not production ready. I mean, you can get the code, but I wouldn't run it like, I wouldn't trust it 9% right now, but we're really getting close to the point where it will be like that. So time validation, like I said, you can set a date where the asset is valid. After that, the asset is invalid. And if you ask, so wait, if the asset is invalid, does it kill all the assets that everyone has? So no. Like I said, you can add metadata to any, like every issuance transaction or transfer, or you can add metadata to any transaction. So you can add a rule specific to specific asset, specific transaction that you want to create, okay? So time validation, that's time validation. Transferability, certification, that's, like I said, you can create an ownership group. Fee. So this is a really cool idea. Please think about you, like you're a musician. You sell tickets to your show. But you don't want people, you want people to commit. You want people to like get a ticket, and you want to prevent a black market phenomenon, right? So you can build in inside the ticket like definition a small fee that even if someone tries to sell the tickets to another person, you actually get a fee out of that sale. Think about ticket companies that do that. Think about airline cancellation fees. Basically, you can build like the cancellation fees into the token. Okay? Which again, I think is pretty cool. Minter is the last thing that we're working on currently. Minter is basically, like you can see, you're allowing other people to issue the asset on your behalf. So actually, you know what? I don't really have a good example for that. So let's go on. Let's continue. Okay, so really important to state at this point that the digital assets are backed by a real physical person. That's what makes all this really, really cool. Because basically now you can take anything from the physical world and you can turn it into, like you have a digital representation, which is a real digital representation. It's not like a Facebook page that anybody can open up on his name and take it. He can put inside any kind of detail, like any kind of like ownership detail he wants, and he backs that up. So it's a real live representation of value. Okay. Currently, I'm not sure how many people know. It's kind of an anecdote. I figured out, like I talk to people, and I actually figure out that most people don't know that. But currently, before Bitcoin has arrived, we weren't able to transfer value online. Like once you transferred something, then both people had a copy of it. Okay? So it's not really a transfer. That's why you needed a third party like a bank or Google or whatever to be in the middle to basically have to like keep record of who owns you. Because you both didn't trust each other, but you both had to trust a third party. This currently now with Bitcoin, the Colu protocol, we have like the first like real like, value transfer online. You can actually transfer something that's transferable. I mean, once it's done, it's done. It's actually on the other side. There's no going back. There's no pulling around. So, like I said before, I have a lot of use cases. So let's go over a few of them. Okay. Currency. Okay, so there's Bitcoin, but let's say the United States of America doesn't really want like some hackers controlling the creation of their money. They can create the USD dollar, where they have control of the issuance, they have control of everything, but it's still super digital. You can transfer it easily. Think about the cost of a banking system works on top of cryptocurrency. I mean, it's going to be a fraction, like a miserable fraction of the cost is currently. No more like trucks full of gold or money transferring across like the city. It's amazing what you can do. Let's go actually to online identities, where you I think is a pretty cool one. You can actually, like I said, Facebook is not a very good online identity, but like an organization like your bank spend a shitload of time learning who you are, what you are, making sure you are who you say you are. They can write up on your behalf. Not even talking about your country, even like a huge like corporation can vouch for you. They can create an identity for you, which then is representative of your identity. There's nothing you can do. Nobody can steal. Think about identity. How many of it can prevent? Think that every time you want to pay, even with your credit card. Let's say we're not giving up our credit card, but every time you want to pay with it, you also have to approve it with your own identity asset. Think how much money would that save? Building permits. This is something we actually build a cool prototype made for someone who has land, like government or someone who owns a lot of land. They can basically like get anyone to plan the building, like they open source it to the world, okay? Then they get proposals. Whoever wins the proposal gets like approved to go and start building. Basically, you don't even have to know him, and you can trust that when he'll show up to build the building, that will be the person like you approve. Okay? Super, really weird like thing you can do. Just imagine. So a lot of that, let's go fast, commodities, advanced currency, all the finance. I think that all the financial instruments are kind of like self-explanatory because that's like the obvious. But security tokens, so another like small example, in our offices at Colu, they actually have every one of us has an app that's a colored coin digital wallet on top of our mobile devices. Inside of it, we have a token, an access token to the office. Our door actually is connected to the blockchain. Okay, our office door has a representation on top of the Bitcoin blockchain. Super cool. Okay. I think I talked about what I want. I'm sorry if you're I made generally, but I like to go into like voting. Okay, let's voting. I think is also big. It's a cool idea, which is super easy to implement. We basically just give a voting per person. Only the country are allowed to like distribute the vote. Then you basically give them a digital. Everyone can vote at home from his computer at any convenient time he wants. Nobody can like fake a voting like ballot or anything. Actually, it's fully decentralized, so there's no like single point. There's not even a single point. Like the problem with digital voting today is there's always like someone in charge of it, but here no one is. So it is actually a good thing. No one can be corrupted. So before I move on to question and answers, let's go over a few like stuff that we said before. The blockchain allows us to be secure. I mean, I'll give you an anecdotal story. A 13-year-old child that I'm mentoring, there's like a program that I'm mentoring in that like helps kids with actually getting into high tech. So I gave a 13-year-old kid a project to actually build our door. So a 13-year-old kid has built something that's more secure than any kind of digital lock you'll ever find on the market. So the security actually comes to you digitally. It comes to you, you actually get it without doing anything. Because you're using Bitcoin, which is the most secure way to transfer value in history. Okay? It's public, so it's security. I mean, if you do want private data, you can always encrypt it and put it up on the blockchain. I mean, then it will be private. But everybody can see like that it's there. I mean, that's the important part. Nobody, because it's there, and nobody can like change the past in the blockchain, then it's there for consensus. It's again, everybody agrees on the same history of things, which means that you can make it untraceable. The use case we give here is like art certificate. I gave for the let's make sure the thing I bought from a stranger online is the real stuff. So that's it. That's traceable. So Colored Coin, I really would like to invite you to join us. As you can see, there's a lot of ways to join us in the community. I love the Slack. I really like the Slack. In the Slack, just slack.coloredcoin.org. The rest, just look Colored Coins and you'll find us. I'm actually active pretty much a lot of Slack. A lot of the people on Colu, because I don't know if you know, Slack is like a chat-based thing, the chat, online chat, which is really catching on right now, and we have to use it so you can be sure that we're there most every day, all the time. They wanted me to show you this. You can also join our ambassador program. Basically means you get to work with us like very closely. You get to learn everything you want. We have a lot of time to go to our ambassadors. We work with them very closely. And after you get enough knowledge, if you're ready, you can actually hold up meetups or actually replace me. Because let's face it, my English stuff. I mean, think about one of you guys like having this talk. I think you will appreciate it a lot better. And that's basically it. But like I promised, I'm here for at least half more hour for questions as much as you want.
Cool. Well, thanks for that. I'm just going to see if I've locked you on the screen. I don't know. As long as you can see us fine. Thanks. I suppose I'll kick off with a question if I can, and then everyone else just jump in. Hopefully you can hear, because we're going through a very small microphone here.
So wait, put on my headphones.
Cool. So I suppose one of the questions that I have about colored coins, which I think comes up a little bit, and so I don't know if this is a bit of a tough question, but it's worth, I'm not sure if it's still there. Yeah, cool. So colored coins as a concept is quite well known, I think, within, it's been around for a while. The concept of transferring digital assets, etc.
Just a second, not just digital assets, like I said. I showed you a lot of stuff that you can do that has nothing to do with assets. I mean,
sure. So one of the questions that I have is about the different implementations of the concept of colored coins, and there are obviously different ones out there with open assets and coin sciences and everything else. So can you give some kind of inside view on where we are with that from somebody approaching colored coins knowing nothing about it? Is it a case that there are different implementations that will have different low-hanging fruits in terms of use cases, or what's your thoughts on that?
You want like an honest answer or a diplomatic one?
Absolutely. Well, whatever. I think it's just for people approaching it. So
okay, so the colored coin concept or project was thought about, like you said, a few years ago, and it was thought about from like a group of people all around the world that came up separately, came up to the same idea. Because they're all programmers and like pretty smart developers, they also usually have a huge ego. They try to agree on something, and they actually find a way to work together, and they started working. But then the ego got in the way, and there was a lot of implementation then. And then it got split up. because it got like split up, a lot of them basically kept to their own and kind of said that, okay, it's either my way or the highway. But time has progressed and stuff like Ethereum has come to the picture and a lot of other like really big ideas has come forward. And the whole concept of colored coin was actually just like the small asset. Let's create a digital asset and transfer it. Let's create more Bitcoins on top of Bitcoins. Which we felt that kind of not fit to like the level of technology and expectation we have from this technology at the moment. I mean, when I say we, it's actually one of the first people, two of the first people, one developer and the other is our CEO. That actually was part of the original like group that got together. And they actually were able to like abandon what they worked on. They actually worked on a pretty crappy version that each Satoshi represents one asset. So think what does it mean if you want to transfer 1 million assets? You like, it's actually money. I mean, I don't want to do that. I want like a free representation or almost free. So they kind of like closed that project and said, okay, we tried to get everyone back to work with us, like everyone together. But the community was kind of divided. Everyone wanted to continue their old, like 2-3-year-old projects, pet project. And so we decided to let's clean up this slate. We actually talked to a lot of them, kind of like took some of the ideas they worked on, polished a bit, stole some stuff from Ethereum, got like the smart contracts. And I actually like implemented the system, not fully, but it's like something that allows you to even add JavaScript code to the blockchain that can be run. So it's actually Ethereum. It's like, I mean, a lot of people trying to do stuff outside of the Bitcoin blockchain, but like I talked about, I think pretty extensively about the miners, people don't understand that the mass adoption of Bitcoin, the fact that a lot of people are mining it, using it, securing it, it's what makes Bitcoin like the strongest, safest system we have. I mean, abandoning it, I think, and we at the company believe that abandoning the blockchain is a bad idea because, okay, if you start now something like Ethereum, people will try to attack it from day one. And it's in the mainstream media, it's going to be like all spotlights going to be toward it. Bitcoin had like a cool thing that it had the advantage of growing up slowly. It got the momentum where nobody heard about it. And now that it's such a big thing, it's already like production ready. I mean, it can stand like a shitload of storms that can come toward it and nothing will happen. I mean, it's kind of amazing. Think about how I see personally in my line of work, I get constant like updates on code, like status and what happens. I mean, people try to break it all the time. And even if it does break from time to time, it's such a small, like, fixable thing that it's been proven so much. I mean, I can't think of a system that's been attacked so much in the short amount of time it's been alive. And so we thought about why not use that? I mean, why not use that system? So, like I said, we kind of pulled and plugged all the cool ideas we liked. And we took 2 of the original founding members of Colored Coin. We added a lot more. I was added, actually, I was the first developer they added. We added a lot more. And now we're kind of our implementation is as much as is the newest one and the earliest one, it's getting so much adoption. Like you can go to our website, you see just a few short list of companies that already like adopt. I mean, before there was like a company, again, I'm giving you a bit of a office gossip, but before there was like a company that's backed by VC, and I'm not saying that like a company is always like a good thing, but we are like, the protocol is open source. I mean, the only stuff that we charge you for, Colu, is for enterprise usage and only like, and we're still figuring out the business model. I mean, the group sitting over there and any kind of developer that wants to join in, the protocol is Colored Coin is completely open source, and even developer tools that we at Colu have, which if I can, I'll maybe. Nah, actually, I don't have my phone like right now, but I wanted to show you like I can issue an asset in like 3 seconds here on stage. Wait a sec, let's see if I'm logged in. I forgot my phone. I forgot my phone. Nah, sorry, I'm not logged in. So I forgot the phone with my key at the office. You see, that's what happened when you connect digital to physical stuff. You can forget it at the office. Usually, if someone there, they can open up for me. But since I'm here, nobody's there right now. But there's like a huge button here, create your first digital asset, and after you're logged in, you just press on it, you fill a few form of the information, and you get to the same phone the same wallet. You can show it, like I think you've done it.
Yeah.
You tried it, you've seen like it's, so that's like the level of service that we at Colu provides. But again, if you're a developer that just want to use Colored Coin and don't care about easy, because I know I like usually doing things the hard way, then go ahead. Everything is on GitHub. It's all open source. It's all free for you to use.
So just to kind of ask, I mean, I'm not sure if you can see that, but so
Yeah.
I created a Scottish Bitcoin kind of commemorative digital asset. It took no time at all, using combination of the mobile and the website, and it is really easy to do. And anybody who has a Colu app here, I can transfer it across and prove it to you. So you've had investment in terms of the company. I'm just intrigued about this. So I think you got $2.5 million earlier this year. So obviously you've got a runway, you've got a good team, you've recruited far more people. What's in the next kind of 12 months that you're able to speak about in terms of what your plans are, or is it all hush hush?
I'm actually allowed. Again, it's an open source project. So I'm allowed to talk about most of the stuff, except for like I'm not going to tell you the name of the companies we're talking to, like the future one. You can see all the one we're talking to right now, but what's that in that area, public is public and private is private. But about developments and stuff, yeah, you can ask anything. But I just wanted to point out before that the cool thing, like I said, companies are not always a good thing. So we separate the company from the Colored Coin project. Colored Coin is an open source. We developed it, but we also had like other people contribute, and anyone can contribute. Colu is providing the platform that you use to do it, like for people who don't know how to develop for Bitcoin. That's the Colu platform. So in terms of Colored Coin, and I think that's the advantage of having a company. Like all the other projects, all the other competition, have a really developer-oriented platform. I mean, because let's face it, that's what they can like focus on. I mean, except for Ethereum that just raised money, like all the other protocols are, like I said, protocols. It's developer talk. I mean, so we try to separate, and we also have people like I mostly work on Colored Coin. Like I wrote a lot of the modules that do all the encoding stuff to the torrent servers and stuff, and I spend a lot of time, and I actually get paid for it. Like, believe it or not, I get paid for, which is a cool thing, get paid to write open source project that I can like spread away freely. So our platform, we look at, so I think that's a really cool thing to have in a company that is able to do, is also to do, but the other side, to do the stuff that is oriented to people that are not developers or businesses or big scale enterprises. Because I'm not sure if I don't want to bash my competition, so I'll just bash one, which is not really competition, which is Mastercoin. If you know the Omni layer, it's pretty old. It's the first protocol. It never changed. They never evolved, and currently, like, couple of years after, I'm still having a hard time integrating with it. So that's a cool thing that we don't have. So for the foreseeable future, like next year, we're currently actually working on another like product for the Colu aspect of it. It's called the dashboard. It's going to be like an enterprise-oriented system that allows like an admin or a manager, someone inside of the company, to basically think about Facebook, okay? And you have Facebook apps. Apps are a way to add everybody to can use their like build on top of Facebook and use the capabilities that Facebook provides. Okay? So we currently have our SDK, which allows you programmatically to do that. But we're adding an admin system, like it's called the dashboard, where it allows you to like define templates for like specific assets that you're aligned to transfer. You can basically let other users issue assets on your account behalf. Like, I mean, you can build applications for users and like see all the information, track everything from it, issue stuff, issue assets in a click, and send them to every one of your users in another click. I mean, it's going to make life super, super, super easy for a really, really, really complicated use of the system. I mean, we're really trying to stretch it to the extreme. I mean, we're adding new features and new stuff every day while trying to keep the UI, UX no more complicated than WhatsApp and what you use. And you can show like people how it is. So that's from Colu. On the colored coin aspects, it's kind of more technical and boring. But currently colored coin is made up of 3 different like modules. We're trying to connect it into one installable pack that you like can easily download and everybody can run, because currently to use colored coin without Colu, you need to be a developer. So we're trying to even make the open source as easy to use as possible, which I think is also really pretty cool.
Cool. So
and one last thing, we're going to make the rule engine, the smart contract possibilities. So we want to add we're adding more and more like features. Like I listed the 4 of them, but we're adding a lot more. Like,
cool. Excellent. I know a couple of other folk have definitely got questions. I don't know who else. David, Max told me you have a list of questions from him, so I'm not sure whether you. I'm not sure if you can say them.
Yeah, a couple of the questions. I'm interested in one of the things that you mentioned, use as a bond, and that unloads sort of financial products. From the front end that's available at the moment, I couldn't see many features that enable that sort of possibility. Are these things that you need to be a developer to enable, or will they be added to the front end with the dashboard or other things?
Okay, so you're talking about currently the stuff you saw on the app and website, right?
Yes.
Okay. So currently, you just have a stupid button that allows you to generate a general asset. That's it. But the point we wanted to show with that button is just make issuing something that's on the blockchain as easy as possible. The dashboard that I just talked about that we're building will allow you to also add all the smart contracts and like the dividend sharing. I mean, for example, there's going to be a button that basically you set up an amount of assets and you send it to all your registered users. So, I mean, a lot of the stuff that you think about when you think about stocks and shares is going to be in some way or form, but with a nicer like WhatsApp UI, like be there in the dashboard. But from the other side of the programming thing, we actually have a company that works with us that tries to build a lot of like use cases, like stuff like pre-made templates. They already built like a website, an app, and it's all open source. You can just download it, customize it a bit, and call it your own. So they build like something that allows. I don't know how it works in Europe, in Scotland, but in Israel, the country actually owns all the land, and we just rent it from the country for 50 years at a time. It's free of charge, but you need to like still sign a contract, and it means they can take them whenever they want. So they build a software, it's a full functioning thing that is meant for the country to basically handle all the digital land and like all the sales purchases digitally on that. So they're without using like basically doing it digitally, and when you want to sell it, they as a third party are the only one that are allowed to like sign up on that deal. So it's like a multi-signature thing where both of you need to like sign up on each of the deals. So they build that, and they're actually building a lot more. And if you have any cool idea, I mean, I'm building new stuff on the weekends. I actually, usually before I start this company, I like to develop cool stuff on the weekends. Now I actually develop cool stuff on top of Colored Coin every weekend. So if you have any idea, I'm willing to work. I'm willing to like share away my free time. If it's cool, I mean, only if it's cooler than what I think of.
Sure it is, sure it is.
Okay, we've got another question here from Alan.
Hi there.
I made.
I've had a look at your application, and I like what you've done by using the combination of the website and the phone to try and force some sort of sense of identity. To ensure people aren't just spamming loads of accounts.
Exactly.
You can take that any further because you're talking about hard use cases like voting, and obviously you don't want people to double vote. So two things you have to do. First of all, you have to make sure everybody that's eligible to vote, say, gets one coloured coin that they can use to cast their vote. But how are you going to approach the identity side of things to make sure everybody only gets one?
Okay, so that's actually a very good question. I can answer, I have an answer for you, but there is a third problem that we're actually working at. I'll address it in a sec. Basically, people think that once you go digitally, that's it. You don't need like the third party, but when it comes to voting, you do need the third party. You need someone to verify you are who you are. So it can't be controlled by the government. I mean, you can basically, like, you go to your DMV, you can basically go to, like, I don't know, you have DMVs? I am not sure what you're driving, never been to that one.
DBLA.
So, okay, where you go to get your license renewed and you wait 4 hours in line. I mean, it's a government, like, operated facilities, and there's a lot of them. You can basically set up a station that offhand just gives you like a token per person. Someone who is responsible to verify you are who you are. I mean, I hear a bit of echo. Sorry. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So you still need someone to verify you are who you are. But I mean, it can be the government, but it can also be a huge bank. I mean, I think that banks do play a role in society. The KT, like the know your customer, like KYC AML part, not the money part. Banks should have nothing to do with money. Money, maybe identity. They can take that part, and they'll be like the gatekeepers for. That's what they're doing now, by the way. They're doing that for any government in the world. They're doing identity theft protection and like falsification of like stolen accounts and stuff. So they can still be in charge of that, so they can take care of that. The problem we actually do have is the anonymity of the thing. Because once you do have someone who issues stuff, then that's someone who's in charge, then that someone can track your vote. But we are thinking about some kind of mixing schemes. We are trying to like work out. Actually, we're trying to develop something to counter that problem directly into the Colu protocol. It's still half-baked, so I'm not gonna talk about it a bit more, but we're trying to provide.
So I was just going to say, how about something like key rotation, so that each coin.
So there's something that uses something like key rotation. It's called zero knowledge proof. It's basically you're using a couple of other people keys without knowing specifically who signed which part. So you have like 100 people signing one transaction. You know that each person signs, but it's not for himself. It's like, so we're trying to develop, it works like in program where you basically try to verify that something is what it is without knowing like what it is. It kind of sounds weird, but so here we're kind of implementing the idea of verifying something that we don't know what it is to be true. So we're trying to verify the signatures. We're trying to use the concept to verify all the signatures without knowing where they came from. Just that They're okay. So we're trying to let me put it in a weird way. We're trying to verify signatures without verifying signatures. This makes sense?
Kind of.
It's kind of a cryptographic magic. I work in it for 4 years and I'm still like kind of shocked. Most of the time I'm still like look at a lot of the stuff that's made by smart people than me and like what the fuck? How does it work? It's magic, but okay, let's use it. I mean, it works.
Magic's good though, yeah. So
magic is amazing. I mean,
and I saw just the card game. So has anybody else got any other questions? Want to chip in? Because I feel I've monopolised.
Just a very specific.
Turn you around.
I could ask this on Slack, but too lazy, you're here. So it's just very quickly, with the assets that you
sorry, I can't hear you. There's a hum. Wait a sec. There's a huge hum. Can you come closer? There's a hum.
With Colu assets that are issued at the moment, is it possible to issue dividends to asset holders in Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies?
Yeah, so that's actually, you need to be a developer, but not a very bright one. I mean, we have like, okay. Didn't mean anyone in specific, by the way. But like, you have the website that allows you to click on stuff. So we do have an SDK, like it's that you can download from GitHub. You go to Colu, you have a link to our GitHub. By the way, just Colu. That's it. The internet is kind of like, okay. Every time I go out of Hangouts, the internet dies for a sec. So you go here, you see there's a GitHub link. Okay. You're not seeing it. Sorry. Sorry. Going to do that in a sec. It's good, so you didn't see the web page not loading up. So here you see, that's our website, Colu. And just click on the link, and that's our GitHub. It's pretty like, it has a bit of stuff. By the way, that's the Colu, but I just want to show you the colored coin one, just to give you an idea. There's like a bunch of stuff here, okay? So you just take that SDK. It's basically, think about, it's kind of like the website, but on steroids. You have all the features, but a lot more general and programmatically. So let's say you can just issue assets, okay? Send them to anyone you want. Then there's a small line of code that's basically get holders, which gives you everybody that holds the assets, all the list of all the addresses. You have no idea who those people are, but that's the people who hold that addresses who have the asset. You even have like how you get how much, and then you just do the calculation of how much dividend per how much asset they have. And I think I can write that line of code if anyone wants in like 6 lines, 7 lines of code. So using our, not including the get, like the import Colu SDK, okay? So 8. So I mean, it is easy to be a developer, but mostly, I mean, for stuff like that, at any given time, go to our Slack. Someone will be happy to like do stuff like small stuff like that. The work you need to do is like design the website. So we're not going to build we're not a website building company.
That's cool. Cheers. Cool.
Okay. By the way, I just want to point, it's currently for the developers in the audience. All our stuff is in Node.js, and stuff like the Colu SDK is also, you can also use, it's JavaScript, you can also use it on the browser, so you can build like a client-side app, you can build a server-side app, whatever you want. And if you're not a big Node.js fan, you can also run it as a self-stand server, and then base like a local service, like as a program, as an app, on your computer, and then you can, from any other language, you just do requests to your own computer. So it's like, it's basically, we build one system that works for everyone.
Cool. Okay. Does anyone else got any other questions?
Sorry about the developer mumbo jumbo, but
No, that's cool. Okay, well, I think we're pretty much out of questions. We're just over the hour as well.
Okay, cool, guys.
So thanks very much for the time. I appreciate it. Was it 10 o'clock your time?
10, exactly 10, yeah.
Okay.
And like I said, I'm really waiting to see you on Slack. You can join anything we have, all the social, but I'm answering just on Slack because it's kind of like I don't like all the rest.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay, well, thanks a lot for your time, and I'm sure a load of folk here will sign up if they haven't already, and we'll now go to the pub and exchange Scottish Bitcoin Meetup assets, I think, on our Colu apps, and give you some feedback. So thanks a lot for your time.
Wait a sec. I want an asset.
You want what, sir?
I want an asset. I want. I've also attended the meetup. I want an asset.
Absolutely.
Okay. Once I need to. I actually only have the developer version, so I'll send you a link.
Okay, send me the link, and I'll do the necessary, send it across. Okay. It's going across cyberspace as we speak. Excellent. All right. Thanks a lot for your time.
Bye bye.
Cheers, man. Bye bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.